Hey guys, Eric with Rockin H TV session number 75. It's a little out of the ordinary for me to go live at this time of night, much less on a Wednesday night, but I'm out here in the shop and I thought, what the hey, let's do some work together. So what I'm working on here is IH S-Series Ertls, and I'm just adding simple detail to them that you can do. And it will dress up whatever Ertl truck you happen to be working on. So it's just a simple way to add some detail. So I'm going to keep this very informal, so I'm going to get straight to it and flip the camera around. We're going to turn this upside down, take a look at what I'm working on. Here we go. Oh, and welcome to everybody in the room. Apparently everyone else is not real busy on Wednesday night at 9:30. Anyways, here's what I'm doing. These are the two real trucks that I'm working on. Obviously, a simple way to add, scads of detail to these trucks is to frickin' put some decals on them, just like that. These are the decals that'll actually go on here, right there in the middle of that. Okay. Hey Carson, nighty night. And then one of the things that is on these particular trucks is all of these little. Hi Christopher, hi Dylan, how are you? All of these little nuts that keep the wheel on, they're all chrome on this particular truck, this one that the guy owns. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my chrome pen here, and this is a 1mm Molotow chrome pen, and all I'm doing is just touching the top of that. Now, unfortunately, I thought it'd make a bigger deal out of this than it's really doing. I thought it'd really pop, and it doesn't. But when I went to put these back together and I was pressing the tires into the wheel, I did lose a little paint on those nuts. So this is just kind of restoring the paint a little bit. Not much, but still, it's just another little detail I can add. You'll notice the center cap here is black like on the real one. Yeah, that's not awesome. But that's a tiny little thing there to get black paint on without it running everywhere. Anyways, so this is kind of what it looks like up close. You can kind of see it shiny there. Here's the side that's unfinished. Okay, you can see that's pretty white. And there you can kind of see them better. Okay, other things you can do, and in Rockin H TV 74, I believe I was putting this together. One other thing you can do is drill holes and then add in hand grabs. Now let's not get carried away with hand grabs. Dylan says, "You're a lefty." Yes, I am. Curious thing, the only thing I do with my left hand is to eat, or to write, and I use a spoon. Everything else I use I throw right-handed, I use a right-handed scissors. Kind of curious. Anyway, this is just straight pins. Okay, that's all these are. Bought these for $1 or something like that at Walmart. But that's what I'm bending here for those hand grabs. Because try as I might to drill holes straight and get these perfect on there, it just, you'll notice this is kind of at an angle. And they're not spaced evenly on both sides, because sometimes those tiny little bits, they just want to wander on you. It just drives me insane. But that's another detail you can use, or you can put on an Ertl truck to give it a little more character. Also, you'll notice this has turn signals on it. I did drill a 3/64 hole here and here, and then I bought a case of these Fords at St. Louis, and guess what? I used the turn signals off this Ford here, because I had 3 of these I bought just for the frames, and basically I'm just keeping the exhaust and tanks and other parts for just my parts bin, air horns and whatnot. Speaking of air horns, this particular truck has an air horn on it, so we can go ahead and stick an air horn on there. Okay, now if you do not have access to parts trucks like I do, You can usually buy these on eBay. Who has aftermarket air horns? That would be Truckin' Little has aftermarket. Mini Chrome Shop has aftermarket, and so on and so forth. Now, what you'll see here, I'm just going to put one on just for the fun of it, guys, because you're here and it's Wednesday and we're all alive and breathing. I went ahead and cut the pins off of that right here and here. There we go, get you in the shot. And that particular air horn is like right over here somewhere. So all I'm going to do is put a sniff of glue on there. And just so you know, these particular tweezers, I love them because they have teeth in here. I don't know. Here. See, look at those teeth. Make them extra good for grabbing. And I bought them on Amazon. I just looked for, I can't even remember what I searched now. It's been so long. But I bought, 6 or 7 of them in a whack for like $12 or $15 or something. It was super easy. But I love those tweezers. Those are my favorite tweezers in the whole wide world. Oh, don't move that, you turkey. Okay. There we go. Now we have an air horn on this thing. Ta-da! And while we're there, we're going to get our handy dandy, not this chrome pen because it's too big. We're going to get our handy dandy Molotov chrome pen, or excuse me, chrome pen, orange pen. And another simple way to add detail to your Ertl. This is just a lid off of a peanut can. I keep these lids around because then I can do what I'm doing here. Just splish a little bit out here so I make sure everything's running right. Now on this Ertl, you'll notice right here, here, you have a little tiny die-cast light that's, what's the opposite of depressed? Set out from the die-cast. That's a terrible word. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. I know there's a word, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But you can come in here and try and do it straight. Jeez. Gah! That stinks. I'm doing that over. Now, if you get that orange paint quick enough before it dries, look at that. You can wipe it off. Cheapers. Oh, and then I drop it. Look at this. Now it's all over my table. I don't like that. Okay. Take 2. See, this is the kind of crap I do when you guys aren't watching. See, look at that stupid thing. This is what's hard about some of this model stuff. It's just so tiny. I mean, oh, God almighty. Gosh. See, normally I wouldn't have an audience when I screw things up like this. I would just do it and then I'd swear or something and... But, the price you pay for live TV. Normally, it'd take me 3 tries, though. Jeepers. Okay. Whatever. To me, that's underwhelming, but I know the guy will be thrilled. Golly. And I got a little paint I got to goo off there. Gravy. Anyway, okay, so that's what we did there. Next, you can use your exhaust. This is actually takeoff exhaust off of a IH Pro Star, and this particular exhaust is like super long on this truck, so the owners have it poking out right above the tarp bow, just like so. So you can do a couple of things here. Now, if you put it right up against the cab, it's not going to be straight, so don't do that. So, Braxton says, use a toothpick. Yeah, good idea. Thank you very much. Actually, using a toothpick's how I painted the black in that grill. I didn't even think to use a toothpick. Normally, I'm much better than that. Tonight must be not well. I know why it is. I got an audience. Everything screws up when you got an audience. So this particular truck has exhaust like so. This is off an IH Pro Star. I bought a bunch of them. They were 10 bucks a piece, and I bought them mainly for the frames, and then I kept all the parts. So you can use different exhaust if you want, and I have a whole nother video showing you just how to make homemade exhaust out of aluminum pipe. And it's really simple, super, super economical. The only thing is I find it very difficult to get the right bend in aluminum pipe. So I'm just using some exhaust I have laying around. But I've used a lot of aluminum pipe in my builds. Also, excuse me, I'm not going to put this on just now because for the life of me, I can't recall if it's right up on this corner or if it's behind the cab now that I think about it. So, but do know that you can put this on. Also, once I cut my pipe to, or my aluminum rod, once I cut the exhaust to length, I will use solder to go ahead and make the elbows to make it look like the exhaust is actually going into the engine. Okay? A lot of times, to keep it super simple, especially on an Ertl where there's no engine detail or transmission detail, I'll just go ahead and I'll cut this pipe or the exhaust, and then I will deadhead it into the frame so it looks like it just kind of disappears under the truck. Not glamorous, but when there's no other detail to really go into, I think it makes a reasonable compromise for what you're trying to do. Now, of course, you're welcome to do whatever you wish. A couple other things you can do. Let me see, we talked about exhaust. Mirrors. We can put a mirror on because I have one ready to go. I have a bunch of mirrors left over from another project. I just keep all the mirrors that I come in contact with just because you can use them on these kinds of trucks and adds a little splash to them. These are K100 mirrors. Again, these are just leftovers. And I cut the pins off of them so I have a flat spot. And I cut those pins off with my X-Acto knife right here on the mat. And then I'm going to come in and just glue those on like so. So another simple way to add some detail. Again, you could use, I think on this one actually, I don't know what kind of mirrors I used on this one. I know I had them in my parts bin. And I cut them, like this one had a fourth post coming off here. And I cut that fourth post off and made it a 3-leg post, or 3-leg mirror. But this one's going to have 2, because guess what? I didn't have more of those other ones. Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. Sometimes the mirrors aren't going to match perfectly. But as long as there's mirrors on there, sometimes that's just good enough. Again, I'm going to set this on here delicately, gently, etc. And insta-set that baby right there. Ooh, there you go. There you go. Oh, don't move. Okay. That's why we use insta-set, my friends. That way when you accidentally goober it on there, and then glue it to your tweezers. Jeepers. Try again. I didn't like the way it was setting. See, it's still not quite perfect. But I don't. Can I move it? Can I twist it just a wee bit? There we go. And then we're going to press that one down just a bit. I don't like the way that's resting on there. So we're going to fix it. And we're going to fix this one too. Sorry, I'm out here. Right where you're not working. What I did there was I just wiped a bit of that glue off of my... Okay, we're going to do this a little differently here. I'm going to use my other hand. Have you ever noticed when I'm concentrating, I don't talk as much? You're probably thinking, oh, thank you. Okay, so we got a mirror on there. We have an air horn. We have, dun, 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 dun. We have lights across top of the cab. We have turn signals, all easy details. Using your Molotov right here. We got some detail here, the headlights. This is a Peterbilt bumper I cut down and then put a little angle on to match the real bumper. Oh, and then one thing I did on here was exhaust. I did use a piece of styrene rod. It's 1.8 mil. I used my fancy Sharpie to color the rod to color it black. Excuse me. And then glued it right over here on the rear end, and then just found a spot here that looked logical. And so from the side you can see, ta-da! It has a driveline. Boy, easy for me to think of. And then you'll notice I chipped a little paint here. We can touch that up quick with our paint pen. And then that needs touched up right there. And you'll notice I got a couple other spots that need a little touching up because there's white showing through. We're going to take another paint pen, just a smaller one. And we're going to touch those parts. All we're doing is just touching them. Just give them a little love. And let me see. We're going to do that over here. Hey guys, have a great day tomorrow. Sleep well. And right here. See, just a little bit of white showing through the plastic. And that's what these paint pens are for. They're just for this beautiful little touching up stuff. Oh, I love paint pens for that reason. So, like I said, these are just some really simple ways to add some detail, some color, some bling to your trucks. And I mean, you can really take an Ertl quite a long ways just by adding some cool wheels, painting up tanks, adding hand grabs, air horns, turn signals, all those other good things. Really, really simple ways to bling out your truck and make it look freaking cool. And you can take a $10 truck or a toy box special and turn it into a freaking really nice, awesome truck. So, with that, guys, I will wish you very well tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Kind of an impromptu little session here, but I hope it helped and give you ideas to make your trucks freaking amazing. Y'all have a good night, and I will catch you on Monday. Hey, Monday, I'm planning on doing something really cool with some 3D parts that I hope they should be around. They're in transit. They left Hong Kong yesterday. They're in the States today. I got an email from the company saying, do you want them delivered to your door without signature? I said, of course. And I hope to have them, gosh, I hope to have them tomorrow Friday, or tomorrow Saturday. We'll see. And they may even show up on Monday. I'm not sure. I got to check DHL again and see what's going on. But I'll just do this little teaser for the few of you that are watching. I went to Shapeways and I calculated up what this order is I bought from China. From Shapeways, these parts would have cost me $360 plus $4.99 shipping. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. That was with shipping. So $360 some. And then I ordered the same thing and they cost me $110 from China. Whoa, dude, same exact order, $110 from China. So I haven't received them yet. We're gonna see what we get. I did do one practice grain bed with them, and it was freaking cool. So I'm very excited to see what more I can learn from this company and keep using them. Shipping was $30, $32 or something from China, but for the amount of money I saved, who cares? I mean, who freaking cares, right? So anyways, be ready for that on Monday. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, I'll have those parts there for you to do a kind of a shapeways and this FF3D. I've posted in it here in the lab, so or the link to the company here in the lab. So you can use them, start experimenting, but we're gonna do some learning. I think it's gonna be huge for you that are in 3D. So we'll see ya.